Good morning, students. So, we have started this chapter force and pressure, and few topics that we have covered till last week were turning effect of the force, moment of the force, thrust and pressure, liquid pressure. In today's video, we will discuss about the last topic of this chapter, that is pressure exerted by the gases, atmospheric pressure. I hope you all have gone through the video and must have read the chapter. So let's start our discussion of this last topic of this chapter, that is atmospheric pressure. So first of all, let's see what is atmospheric pressure. So we already knew that atmosphere of the earth is surrounded by air layers up to a certain height that you all have studied in the previous classes, and that layer of air surrounding the earth is called as atmosphere. So there are so many layers of the earth which extends up to the height of many kilometers, like their troposphere is there, ionosphere is there, stratosphere is there. So these layers made up the atmosphere of the earth. So whatever is the thrust acting on unit area of the earth's surface, due to this atmosphere, that pressure is known as the atmospheric pressure. So we can define atmospheric pressure as the thrust acting on unit area on earth's surface and on all the objects on the earth's surface. So due to the air pressure on the unit area on the earth's surface, that pressure is known as the atmospheric pressure. So the SI unit of atmospheric pressure is 10,000 Newton per meter square, or we can say 10,000 Pascal. Now, as we go up, the density of air continuously decreases, and the height therefore we can say that height of air column is maximum for an object at the surface of the earth. So as you go up, in that case what happens, the density starts decreasing gradually. So we can say that the pressure on the surface of the earth is maximum, that is atmospheric pressure is maximum at the surface of the earth. It is found that atmospheric pressure at the sea level is around 10 to the power 5 Pascal. That means around 10 to the power 5 Newton of the force per meter square of the area of the contact. Or in very simple words, we can say that a force of approximately 10,000 kg per meter square of the area of the contact is always acting on the earth's surface. Now, for an human adult, the average surface area is considered to be 2 meters square. So if we calculate the pressure for the adult, then in that case what will be the pressure? Pressure is about 2 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal, that is approximately 20,000 kgs of force is always acting on your body, and which is quite enormous. But still we are not feeling uneasy. Why we are not feeling uneasy? It is because of our blood pressure. So because our blood pressure is slightly more than the atmospheric pressure, so we never feel uneasy in the atmosphere. But as we go up, like if you go up the hills, in that case what happens? Pressure starts to decrease, atmospheric pressure starts to decrease. As we have already discussed, the density of air goes on decreasing as we go up. So what happens? You must have noticed the problem of nose bleeding or shortness of the breath. This is because of the high blood pressure of our body in comparison to the atmospheric pressure. So due to our blood pressure, we will never feel uneasy in the environment, owing to the fact that the atmospheric pressure is around 2 lakh Pascal, or around 20,000 Newton, 2 lakh Newton per meter square. So these are the few layers of the earth that you already knew. Troposphere is there, then stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and above where the spaceships have been launched is exosphere. So these all layers made up the atmosphere, and that layer and that envelope of the air which is surrounding the earth is known as the atmosphere. So this type of photo you must have seen in your geography books as well. Now let's see the existence of atmospheric pressure. How we can say that actually atmospheric pressure exists? So for that we will perform one experiment Suppose if you take a empty can made of tin, like you can take the can of cold drink, or you can take a simple water bottle and you start filling it with water. So when you heat the can, what happens? The water starts to boil, and very soon that water is converted into the water vapors, and in the other words we can call it as steam. And as you heat it gradually, what happens? All the water is converted into the steam and the volume increases, and the steam which is formed pushes the air out of the can. So when you fill a tin can, when you heat the can filled with the water, so that all the water is converted into steam, so that steam, what that steam does, that steam starts to push the air out of the can. After the water has boiled for a sufficient time, you will close the mouth of the can with an airtight cap. Then what you can do, you can just tighten the cap of the can with an airtight cap, and you start putting the water on it like this. So here we are just boiling the water which is filled inside this can, and then we will close its mouth with an airtight cap. Then when you kept it on, suppose here, and you start putting the cold water, so with the help of cold water, what happen? The steam which is formed inside it is start converting into the water, and suddenly the pressure starts to decreases inside the can. But there is a huge atmospheric outside the can, so that atmospheric pressure starts to crush this can. Okay, so we can say that atmospheric pressure is there, which is what that atmospheric pressure is doing. That atmospheric pressure is crushing the cane and its shape is distorted. So we can say that air exerts a pressure in all the direction. Okay. One more time you can see the photo. This is the photo, and due to the atmospheric pressure, this whole surface of the can starts to crush or starts to distort. Then, so let's see few consequences of atmospheric pressure.